We have major breaking news out of Bahrain, where the U.S. naval base has been under attack by missiles from Iran. It looks absolutely devastating. I am really worried. Here is the moment the U.S. naval base in Bahrain was hit by a missile. Also have obtained the emergency alert that was sent to those in Qatar. This is a national emergency alert sent to the phones of people in Qatar. We know that the military base in Qatar is currently being evacuated of non-essential personnel, but it is very clear that multiple military bases are under threat.
Hey guys, so we see that we are at war. U.S. is at war with Iran with the help of Israel. Bombs were dropped, but the president did warn that there will be death on our side as far as U.S. soldiers. And now Iran is hitting back, dropping missiles around U.S. military bases. So let's get into it. I want to send prayers out to the military, out to the families of the military who I'm sure are worried about their loved ones right now. I know I have family members in the military, and I cannot imagine what you are going through. They say that U.S.-Israeli strikes were met with a fierce response from Tehran as the regime launched missiles at military sites across the Middle East. Trump gave an ultimatum to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in a video saying they could lay down their arms or face certain death. Among those blitz were Bahrain's headquarters of the U.S. Navy, Fifth Fleet, with plumes of smoke seen rising in the air. Israel is also under a state of emergency, with schools closed and civilians told to shelter across the country. The United Arab has now confirmed that it has closed its airspace amid the rapidly escalating incident, with strikes reported to be taking place in Iraq. U.S. bases in Kuwait, UAE, Qatar are also understood to be under missile attack from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Iranian MP struck a defiant tone in the wake of the incident this morning. "We warned you," is what they said. Azizi wrote this in a post on X. "Now you've started down a path whose end is no longer in your hand." Separately, hardline Iranian parliamentarian said there would be no red lines in responding to attacks. So they don't care who they hit. There's nothing off guards. Now, usually hospitals and stuff like that, they say, don't do that. Don't strike those areas. There are no red lines. They are just going to attack whomever they can attack. And this is why I put that video out yesterday saying that all these countries were warning their citizens, if you are there, you need to get out now. They knew that this was coming. And some people, didn't believe, well, I believe it when I see it. Well, it is happening. And if you choose not to believe it, then oh well. But we need to be definitely praying, and we need to be praying for ourselves over here as well. Pray for our enemies, but we need to be praying for ourselves over here as well, because they have sleeper cells in the United States. And just because y'all feel like a missile, if they tried to do a nuke or a missile to reach here, it wouldn't. We would knock it out the sky, or however it comes in through the waters or whatever. Listen, they got sleeper cells here, and we need to keep our head on a swivel, and we need to pray over every single thing, small or large.
The United States is already taking casualties. This is a massive explosion at an air base in Bahrain, a U.S. air base. This as the President of the United States just addressed the nation, most of whom are asleep right now, and guaranteed that was planned, that expect that there's going to be U.S. casualties.
Lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war, but we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future.
Bear in mind that the Congress of the United States did not authorize a war.
Iran launching retaliatory strikes on U.S. bases in the region. What more do we know about that, and which U.S. assets could be most at risk?
Well, we have some specifics now. Missiles have been launched towards Kuwait, Bahrain. That missile actually landed Al Udeid in Qatar, and that's where 10,000 U.S. forces are, and the UAE. So they're launching at all these bases. They did it almost immediately after they were hit. Iran was clearly prepared. They clearly had a plan about how to retaliate. So far, we have heard of no casualties, but sometimes it takes time. Back in 2020, when they hit Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq, the president came out, President Trump said there were no casualties. We learned later there were many concussive injuries, traumatic brain injuries, nearly 100 of those. So we are waiting to see what is happening at these bases. Those ships are particularly in Bahrain, vulnerable.
Press warning. Sergeant shelter immediately. Shelter in place.
Iran has now hit the US Navy's 5th Fleet headquarters in Bahrain. Explosions have been reported in Kuwait and Abu Dhabi. Qatar intercepted an Iranian missile using its Patriot defense system. Iran has called on its citizens to leave Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, the UAE, and Jordan. A senior Iranian official warned there are no red lines and that everything is possible,
Mark of the Beast. We have been watching this Nephilim agenda amp up in these last days, but of course it's always veiled behind official narratives. The 2003 war in Iraq, for example, was officially justified by weapons of mass destruction, regime changes, and, well, oil. But concealed behind the scenes was a deeper story. Control over ancient burial sites tied to Nephilim remains and Nephilim Stargate technology kept by a Nebuchadnezzar-obsessed Saddam Hussein. Reports of a discovered tomb, Gilgamesh, aka Nimrod, near Uruk emerged just months before the U.S. invasion. Coincidence? I think not. Once we invaded, the military, again, just coincidentally, built a base directly over the burial site, with local testimony stating only at night did they witness trucks being loaded with artifacts and being carried off. If we look at emails to a certain Clinton, we see the request of Nephilim remains. Everything in this world, every agenda, every conflict, every war, goes back to this. This war wasn't about oil. It was about invading to seize demonic portals and DNA that could revive ancient bloodlines. Most think of Nephilim. They think of giants. They picture Goliath. But Nephilim means the seed of the serpent. It means corrupted blood. And I say this in almost every single video. Satan masquerades as an angel of light. And I say it to remind you that Satan blends in. He appears godly. He appears Christian. But his seed also blends in. See, modern Nephilim doesn't mean 10-foot beasts. Modern Nephilim look no different than you and I. Satan's seed blends in, just like Satan himself masquerades. The Bible calls the Nephilim men of renown, well-known, stature, respected, worshipped. Modern Nephilim worship looks like idolization.
And you don't have to believe me. That's just fine. If y'all want to see her whole video, go over to TikTok. It's Ashley Hayes. Shout out to her. She is always on it. But y'all don't have to believe it. But this is all biblical. Nothing is happening out of coincidence or just for your safety. This stuff is happening because there is a bigger play involved. And the Bible is definitely involved. Did you know that they are preparing ground for the third temple? Y'all better get in y'all Bibles and read for yourself. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day. I love you, but God truly loves you more. He created only one you. Be the best you that you can be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love. Y'all, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it out. Leave your comments down below. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to Tommy Bites TV. Bye, y'all.